Hello Year 4 and welcome to Monday's spelling and handwriting lesson. Before we get started with looking at our new spelling rule this week, let's see who's been playing on Spelling Shed.
So let us celebrate our Spelling Shed champions. So our top class in first place this week is 4EP. So well done everybody in 4EP. A well done to 4S for getting to second place this week. Well done as well to 4M in third place, and 4B you've dropped right from the top to fourth place this week. So make sure you keep playing and we'll see if we can climb further next week. Well done 4EP. I'm going to give you a whole class dojo point for aspiration for being top of the leaderboard on Spelling Shed. Now let's have a look at the top spellers in each class. Well done to Maya in 4EP, Thomas in 4S, Riley in 4M and Simapri in 4B. I will give each of you a dojo point for aspiration. Keep up all the hard work, everybody. This week we're going to be looking at the suffix OUS again. Remember, the suffix is spelt OUS, but it sounds like us. Let's have a quick recap of what adding the suffix OUS does to the word. So, adding the suffix OUS changes nouns into adjectives. You can see that the noun is fame, and if we add the suffix OUS, it changes it to famous, which is an adjective. Can you remember what the suffix OUS means? That's right, it generally means full of. Before we look at a new rule for adding the suffix OUS, let's quickly recap our rules from last week. So, rule 1 was just add OUS. So, our noun is mountain. Can you pause the video now and add the suffix OUS following rule 1? Let's check how you did. So, mountain becomes mountainous. All we do is add the OUS at the end to turn it into an adjective. Let's have a look at rule 2. So, rule 2 said you change the OUR in the root word to OR and then add OUS. Pause the video now and change the noun humour into the adjective by adding the suffix. Let's see what their answer is. So humour becomes humorous. We get rid of the OUR, we put OR and then OUS. Rule 3 said you remove the E and you added OUS. So the root word here is virtue, it's a noun. Can you change it into an adjective by adding OUS? Pause the video now and then we'll check it together. Okay, so virtue changes to virtuous, where you get rid of the E and you add OUS. And then finally, our fourth rule was to remove the Y, add an I, then add OUS. So I want you to pause the video now and change the noun luxury into the adjective. So luxury turns to luxurious, where you get rid of the Y, add an I, then add OUS. Well done, Year 4. We just recapped the rule that said if the root word ends in an E, you have to remove the E and add OUS. However, here's a new rule for this week's spelling focus. If the root word ends in an E, you must keep the E if the sound J is heard. Let's look at this in a bit more detail. Have a look at the words on the screen. Which one of these root words has the J sound? We've got fame, courage, carnivore. Yes, you're right, the word courage has the J sound at the end. So now it's your turn. I want you to add the suffix OUS to these three nouns to turn them into adjectives. You've got fame, courage and carnivore. Make sure you're remembering this week's new rule. If the root word ends in an E, the E must be kept if the sound J is heard. Pause the video now, have a go, then come back to me and we'll check them together. Okay, let's check how you got on. So our first root word here is fame. In this word, we can't hear the J sound, so we follow the rule from last week. We remove the E and we add OUS. So fame becomes famous. Okay, let's look at our next root word. This says courage. In this word, you can hear the J sound at the end. Courage. So we follow our new rule for this week. We keep the E and add OUS. So courage becomes courageous. And then finally, we've got the root word carnivore. In the word carnivore, it doesn't have the j sound at the end, so we follow last week's rule. We remove the e and add ous. So carnivore becomes carnivorous. So now it's time for your turn. This is the main activity for today's spelling lesson. In the table at the top, you can see all of the root words. You've got courage, fame, ridicule, nerve, outrage, rapture, torture, disadvantage, carnivore, and advantage. And at the bottom, in the boxes, you can see the two rules that we've learnt for root words ending in an E. You either remove the E and add OUS, or you keep the E and add OUS if you can hear the J sound at the end of the root word. What you need to do is to sort the root words into the correct box, depending on which rule they follow. So, for example, the first one is courage. Can you hear the J sound? If you can, it would go in this box, where you keep the E and then add the OUS. Pause the video now, have a go, and then come back to me and we'll check how you got on. Let's check your work together. So the root word courage has the J sound at the end of the root word, so we keep the E and add OUS. So courageous goes into this box. The next one is outrage. Again, it's got the J sound at the end, so you keep the E and add OUS. The next one that keeps the E is advantage. It's got the J sound at the end of the root word, so it becomes advantageous. And finally, your final one that follows this rule, where you keep the E and add OUS, is disadvantage. Again, you can hear the J sound, so it becomes disadvantageous. And then all of these other words follow the rule that we looked at last week, where we remove the E and add OUS. So fame becomes famous, where I've got rid of the E and added OUS. Ridicule doesn't have the J sound, so we remove the E to become ridiculous. Nerve, again, doesn't have the J sound, so we get rid of the E to become nervous. Rapture, again, no J sound, so it becomes rapturous, where we get rid of the E. We've got torture, again, no J sound, so we get rid of the E to become torturous. And finally, carnivore becomes carnivorous, because it has no J sound, we get rid of the E. Well done if you got all of those correct. Okay, phonics spellers, now it's your turn. Here are some of your spelling words for this week. What I want you to do is to say them out loud. What do you think your sound of the week is? You're right, phonics spellers, your sound of the week is sh, where the S and the H have come together to make the sh digraph. So you've got sh, op, shop, sh, ache, shake, and sh, aid, shade. So what I want you to do is to try copying down your spelling words for this week and underlining the sh digraph in each word. You can see your phonics spellings down here. You've got sheep, shade, shop, shirt, and shake. Can you think of any other words that use this digraph too? Can you think of any words that has the sh digraph at the end of the word? Pause the video now and have a go at this activity. And now I've got something quite exciting to share with you, Year 4. We are calling super handwriters in Year 4. Are you a super handwriter? Do you want to get the chance to feature in our handwriting videos? If you do, then this is your task. So we want you to choose a handwriting warm-up. It can either be one that myself or Miss Murphy have done in a previous video, or one that you've made up yourself. We want you to record yourself doing it and explaining what you were doing as you go, so that people can follow along at home. Then send your video to the Year 4 email address, and you never know, we might include a handwriting video later this week. Let's have a look at our handwriting warm-up for today.
How to use chopsticks. You'll need chopsticks, your hands, and something to eat. Step 1. Take the first chopstick and pinch it about halfway up with your thumb and pointer.
I don't have thumbs or pointers.
Step 2. Take the second chopstick and slide it in the hole created by your thumb and pointer. Step 3. Bring down your middle finger to hold the second chopstick in place while continuing to pinch the first chopstick.
Yeah, so no middle fingers either.
Step 4. Try picking something up. Keep the second chopstick still while using your thumb and pointer to move the first chopstick until it pinches your food. Start with something bigger and work your way down to something smaller. A grape, a cashew, a pea.
Any tips for someone with fins?
If that's too tough, here's a hack. Fold a small piece of paper, put it at the top, and wrap a rubber band around it. Try picking something up.
Thanks, but I'll stick to slurping up my food hands-free.
Do the chopstick exercise. Lie down, put your hands beneath your lower back, and raise your legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take it to the next level and add your arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chopsticks.
So now it's my turn to have a go at the chopstick handwriting warm-up challenge. So don't worry if you don't have chopsticks at home, you can use pens or pencils instead. And also don't worry if you don't have any food, you can just use, I'm using a rubber, you could use a scrunched up bit of paper, anything that you can use to practice picking it up. So I'm going to have my pen in between my thumb and my first finger, and then my second pen in between that gap and holding it with my third, and then I'm just going to practice picking things up. And as the video said, you can challenge yourself by going to things that are really, really small. Pause the video now and have a go at this chopstick activity.
So now that we're warmed up, let's have a look at our handwriting focus for this week. We've already looked at curly caterpillar letters and long ladder letters. This week, we're going to be looking at one-arm robot letters. So those are the letters R, B, N, H, M, K and P.
Okay, so the first one-arm robot letter we're going to try is an R. So this starts at the middle of the line. We go down, back up on ourselves and over. We'll do another one of those. So we start at the middle, down, back up and over. We'll do one more of those. So R, back up and over. So now we're going to have a go at joining our R. So we're going to try the word run. So we start at the middle, down for our R, back up and over. We don't take our pen or pencil off. We go round for the U and our N, up, down and back over. We'll do another one of those. So the middle of our line, we go down, back up and round for the U. And then again, this is a one-arm robot letter too, the N that we'll look at later in the week, and over. And as you can see, all of my letters are the same size and the same distance apart from each other. Pause the video now and have a go at that. So the second one-arm robot letter we're going to look at today is the B. So with B is an ascender. So this one starts right at the top. It goes down to the middle blue line, back up, and then you do the B bit. Then you take your pen or pencil off. So we'll do it again. We start right at the top, all the way down, back up, and then the round. One more time. Start at the top, all the way down, back up the same line, and round. Okay, so we're also going to look at joining our B today, and we're going to try the word bath. So we start at the top for our ascender, our one-arm robot letter, all the way down, back up and round, and then we've got that curly caterpillar A again, so we go back on itself, and then the tricky T that isn't quite an ascender, and then up to the H, which is an ascender, so it's the same level as that B. And then at the end we take our pen or pencil off and we cross the T at the same level as the bit of the B and the A. Let's have a look at one more time. We start at the top, all the way down for our one-arm robot letter, back up, don't take your pen or pencil off, we go up and back round on ourselves for our A, the T not quite all the way up, and then the H all the way up to the top, and then not forgetting to take our pen or pencil off at the end and cross our T. Pause the video now and have a go at your handwriting. So that's the end of your spelling and handwriting video for today. Keep playing on Spelling Shed. Let's see if the leaderboard changes by tomorrow. Bye, Year 4.